Alright, to start off this look, we're going to go ahead and prime our face. Make sure you get every nook and cranny of your facial features, okay? Now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation to even out my skin tone. Now since I'm going more for a skin tone color for the skull, I'm going to stick with my foundation. Make it easy on you guys. So like that, you only need the bare minimum to create an awesome look. Next, I'm going to go in with my Airspun powder to set my foundation so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to dig into my Morphe 350 palette, into that orange color you just saw, and I'm going to use this color and start building up in the inner corners of my eyes and start moving it up towards my brow and start spreading it out to the outer corners of your eyes. But you want to keep the concentration more in the inner corners, like that you're going to create that shadowy look that, you know, a skull has. I am using these eyeshadows to kind of help me lay out where I want my darker colors to be, so when later I go in with the black, I already kind of have a map of what I'm going to do with my black so I don't mess up. Now as you see, I'm going to use this darker brown to further darken the areas I need to darken. Here I'm going to start pushing up that eyeshadow right in my frown lines. I'm kind of, again, trying to outline where I want my darker colors to be, and I'm trying to emphasize my frown lines so, you know, you look like you're mean mugging people, you know? Next, I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush to blend out the edges of my eyeshadow just so it could be nice and smooth. Now I'm going to start chiseling out them cheekbones. Just like a skull, we got to find out where your cheekbones are and start chiseling them out really nicely. And just like my lids, I'm going to go in with the lighter orange color that I picked, and then I'm going to go in with the burnt orange just to start creating a gradient, as you'll see momentarily. Now right here, I'll make sure that I end my shadowing right around where the skull smile line will end, so it has a nice blend. Now once I blended out my darker orange to kind of give me an idea where I'm going to start my black, I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush again just to blend it out. I want this skull look to be a little bit dirty, so I'm going to be going back in later with the browns to make it look more skin-like and alive, but a little dirty, as if I just crawled out of my 6-foot grave. Next, I'm going to start outlining where I want the nose hollow to be at. So here, as you see, I'm going to start kind of figuring out how far back I'm going to go and how far up I'm going to go. Next, I'm going to go in with the darker color just to kind of emphasize that darker hollow a little more. Once I blend out that nose, I'm going to start going in and emphasizing my smile line. This will be the start of our shadows. I'm also going to go in and emphasize the hollows of my temples. Now I'm going to grab my e.l.f. felt tip eyeliner pencil and start drawing out my teeth lines. At this point, I'm not really too worried about it being ultra perfect because I'm going to go back in over it a little bit later, but right now this is kind of just a guideline for me to know where exactly your skull teeth are going to be. Now right here, I was messing around at first to see kind of how it came out, and actually ended up liking how it came out, but I was kind of going for a little bit more shadows on the middle of my lips. At first I thought I wouldn't like it, but then I looked at it a little bit better and I saw that it actually looked pretty good. So since the fact that I'm also trying to make the skull look kind of messy and dirty was going to play out perfectly in the end, and it did. I was happy that it came out the way it did. Here, as you saw, I just extended out the edges of my lips to create that smile line, and then just continued on with the guidelines to where my skull teeth were going to be. And if you make any mistakes at this point, you could easily just smudge them out and then just recreate them. Now I'm going to start chiseling out the cheekbones of the skull, and this is where we're going to start going in with our black later to kind of emphasize those shadows. And just going in and creating outlines for where I want all my hollows to be and where all my black is going to be. And you'll see me going in back and forth later with the eyeshadow and the black to make it look more realistic. Next, I'm just going to start filling in my eyebrows with this eyeliner pen, and you'll see me kind of emphasize a little more my frown lines. I'm going to start making those a little bit more detailed. continue creating minor details for where like skull cracks will be, and then the rest of the dark areas where I'm going to fill in with black. Now I'm going to grab my Maybelline gel eyeliner and large concealer brush, and basically I'm just going to fill in wherever I want it to be black pretty much. So I'm just going to go into the darkest point, which is going to be in the inner corners, and I'm going to start fading this out. I'm not going to fill in my entire eyelid area like a traditional skull look would call for. Instead, I'm trying to go in for kind of like a smoky faded look. I want it to look more like a tattoo or a curse mark than an actual realistic skull. So that's what I'm kind of going for. So like I said, I'm just going to be concentrating that eyeliner all around my eyelid and pretty much mainly in the inner corners of my eyes. And later I'm going to go back in with some black eyeshadow to kind of set that eyeliner in place. Now when I first started, I go in with the first layer, and then I'm going in again with the second layer just to make it look a little bit more black. But this time I'm concentrating it more towards the inner part of my eye and now a little bit closer to my lash line. Now here I'm going to start filling in the hollows of my cheeks and start blending that downwards. And as you can see, it's beginning to come together. As soon as you start adding in those dark colors, you start to see the skull come to life, which is awesome. So once you're done filling in all your hollows, go ahead and grab your fluffy blending brush and start blending out all those harsh lines. Make sure everything is nice and blended. You don't have to make it too perfect right now because we will go back in later with some brown eyeshadow to make it look even better. But just to kind of help you out, just blend it out really good. Make sure that your contour area is nice and blended out. As you see here, I'm also bringing it up a little bit towards my smile lines so it could make the cheekbones a lot more prominent. It'll create an illusion that your cheekbones are hollow and a lot higher. Also, don't forget to blend out your temples. Bring it all the way up against your forehead, So just continue blending out all your eyeliner around the edges, around your nose, your frown lines. Give yourself some dark circles. Those of you that have naturally dark circles, this look would be perfect for you. So be proud of your dark circles because you would actually rock this look. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my color Blackout from the Urban Decay 2 Naked Palette and just set all your eyeliner pretty much. Again, concentrate it more towards the inner part of your eyes to make it look a lot more darker, a lot more hollow. Go ahead and blend it out, bring it up against your eyebrows, and just set all your black in place. Now, if you guys haven't noticed up until this point, the key behind this entire look is blending. Like I always say, blend, blend, blend. Everything will look so much more better as long as you blend it correctly. So take your time blending. That's honestly the only part that takes the longest out of the entire look, is just blending everything out and making sure that everything is nice and seamless. It will create a better look in the long run. I promise you. Blend. Take your time blending. Because this look was actually extremely easy to do. Anybody could do it at home. I only used 4 different eyeshadows aside from my foundation and eyeliner, and that's it. But what makes this look unique is the way you blend it. That's why I always say blending is very important when it comes to anything, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to anything. Blend it out perfectly and you'll look fantastic no matter what you decide to do, no matter what you decide to create. It will look fantastic. So now I'm just going to go back in and kind of redetail my nose, make all of the skull cracks a little more prominent, a little bit more detailed. Don't forget about them frown lines, You gotta look pissed off. It's Halloween. You gotta look scary. You gotta look angry. Especially with this look. It's not 100% complete unless you got them frown lines completely sticking out at you, So now that we're looking a little bit more like a jailbird, we're going to go back in with a big fluffy brush, and with the lightest brown that we picked up in the beginning, I'm going to start dirtying up my face. And as you can slowly see, as soon as you start going in with the browns, your look is coming together so much more better. From this point forward, I'm pretty much just going to be going back and forth within the light brown, dark brown, and my blacks. just to fade it out nicely to make everything look nice and blended. The trick is to just keep all the dark areas together and then just fade it out from darkest to lightest. Of course, you throw in a little rogue brown every here and there in just sparse areas to make it look dirty, because that just adds to the appeal of a realistic tattooed skull on your face. Just blend, 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 my friends. Blend away. Now right here, I'm going to start working right around where my teeth lines will be, and I'm going to start darkening the areas that I want it to look a little bit more darker and create that illusion of them being a little higher. I'm going to darken right around my chin area. This will create the illusion of that area being a little hollow, so when you go in later and outline your teeth and draw your teeth out, your teeth will stick out better. You're trying to create shadows to make the illusion of certain areas sticking out more and other areas sinking in more. And now it's time to go back in and detail out your teeth. I'm using my Maybelline gel eyeliner to make them thicker at the base, and then as I drag them down past my lips, I'm going to make them a lot thinner. Don't be afraid to make your teeth line a little exaggerated. Again, you're trying to create a scary look, so if you want them a little longer than this, so be it. Whatever floats your boat, go ahead and do it. It'll look great anyway. Now I'm going to grab this light shade from my Morphe palette and just start highlighting out my teeth. I kind of did this off camera, but I would recommend you actually wet your brush a little bit with a setting spray to make the white pop out a lot more and a lot better. I'm telling you guys, beauty is always in the details. The details is what matters. Now as you see here, remember what I mentioned earlier, that when you do the shadows around your lips, it's going to make your teeth pop out more when you do the highlight? That's exactly what I mean. As soon as you put in the white over that shadow, the teeth just automatically look so much more better. Now don't forget to add a little bit of highlight in certain areas to make certain areas stick out. If you look at a traditional skull, you know, the cheekbones like to stick out a little more, so don't be afraid to add highlight in certain areas, you know, like around your eyebrows, on your cheekbones. Make those areas pop, girl. Make them pop. Also around my jawline, and as well as a little bit under my eyes. Now I decided to take it a step further with my shadowing and actually take a flat shader brush with my dark brown and go right alongside that black eyeliner that I did to draw out my teeth. I found that this makes it look a little bit more detailed and actually shadowed a lot better. Now for the final touches, I'm just going to go in my waterline with some black eyeliner, and I'm not putting any false lashes because I'm not trying to make it look too girly, so I'm just going to go in and put a little bit of mascara, and then I'm just going to grab a big fluffy brush just to finish it off and just shadow out my neckline with the brown colors, and then I'm going to go in with the black and then just drag it down my neck, and that's all, guys. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have all my social media linked down below, so if you guys do recreate this look, please go ahead and tag me. I would love to see what you guys have created for Halloween this year. Also, don't forget to check out my blog, guys. I do have a beauty blog where I just talk about some beauty tips and tricks that I normally don't mention in any of my YouTube videos. I'll have that link down below, so just go ahead and give it a peek. And finally, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!